脚都洗完了，怎么还要喝洗脚水啊？
不就是让你喝一个洗脚水吗？你这么磨磨唧唧，算是个男人吗？
哪里也没有让喝洗脚水的呀，这不是侮辱人吗？
怎么让你喝一个洗脚水就是侮辱你了？你口口声声说疼我爱我一辈子的呢，怎么让你喝一个洗脚水就算侮辱你了呀？
这些年我对你怎么样？你自己摸着良心说。今天是我们结婚大喜的日子，咱别闹了，行不行？
谁跟你闹了？今天这个水不喝也行，再给我们66万彩礼，你就不用喝了。
怎么又要66万呀？彩礼我不都给过了吗
？66万怎么？你又不是没有这个钱，我今天才发现你怎么这么小气呢？
我事先也不知道有这么一回事，你看这样行不行？等我们婚礼结束之后，我们回去再商量商量。这66万也不是说不能给，但是我事先也不知道，你总得给我点时间吧。
不能回去给，现在就得给，要不然结了婚之后不给怎么办？
姑姑，你怎么这么说话呢？今天是我们结婚大喜的日子，那我要是今天不喝这个洗脚水，不给这66万，这个婚是不是就不能结了？
你今天要是不给这66万的话，我就马上把这个礼服脱下来，这婚不结了。
哎，钱，你们就知道，你们是不是掉钱眼里了？
走。
我就是那个结婚当天丢下新娘，一个人回来的不负责任的新郎官。
I'm the one who left the bride standing alone on our wedding day, the irresponsible groom. Brothers, I'm not even afraid to be embarrassed. You tell me, am I not man enough, or is her family just way over the line? So here's what happened. Today was supposed to be the happiest day of my life, my wedding day. Early this morning, I set out with my groomsmen and a whole wedding convoy to pick up the bride. The convoy was arranged exactly according to my fiancé's family's requests. 20 Mercedes-Benz cars, with a Rolls-Royce as the lead car. Most of these cars belong to my friends in Guangzhou. As for the hotel, we chose the best 5-star hotel in Guangzhou. I really didn't mind all that. A wedding should be lively, right? I thought it was worth it. Everything went smoothly until we reached the gate of her apartment complex. As soon as we entered the neighborhood, 2 guys stopped our car. I realized they were her 2 cousins. They said they were here for the car-blocking red envelopes. I didn't think much of it. I had prepared plenty of envelopes. I figured, since it's her relatives, they deserved a bigger gift. So I gave them 2 red envelopes, each with 1,000 yuan inside. But they said it was too little, and wouldn't let us out of the car. They said we had to give them 8,800 yuan each before we could step out. I was completely stunned. I had never seen people demand a specific amount like that. I told them I hadn't prepared such big envelopes, and asked if I could pay them later. They refused and said it had to be now, or we couldn't get out of the car. I didn't want to delay the wedding, so I offered to transfer the money via WeChat. They immediately pulled out QR codes, and I transferred 8,800 yuan to each of them before they let us get off the car. Then I followed the convoy upstairs to fetch the bride. But just before we entered the building, her aunts, uncles and other relatives blocked the entrance again. They said I had to give out red envelopes before going upstairs. There were at least a dozen people. Some I'd only met once or twice, others I didn't even know. I've heard of blocking the car and the doorway, but this was the first time I saw people blocking the stairwell. Still, I didn't want trouble. I had my groomsmen hand out red envelopes, each containing 600 yuan. But they said it was too little again, and refused to let us pass. Although they were distant relatives, I figured since they came to my wedding, maybe they just wanted to share in the joy. So I handed out another dozen red envelopes with 1,000 yuan each. After all that, I finally thought we could go upstairs. But then my fiancé's aunt stepped forward and said, "It's fine if the others get smaller envelopes, but you need to give me a big one. 20,000 yuan, or you're not going upstairs." I was speechless. Her other relatives all chimed in saying, "You're a rich boss from Guangzhou, you should give your aunt a big envelope." And since she was the bride's only aunt, I figured fine, I'll give her 20,000 yuan. So I handed it over, and only then were we allowed to take the elevator upstairs. After that, they didn't block the door again. We played some wedding games, looking for the bride's shoe, those kinds of things. It all went smoothly. By then, the MC was urging us to hurry up because we'd already lost some time. So I got ready to carry the bride downstairs. But right at that moment, my fiancé said there was still one more tradition. I asked her, "What tradition?" And just then, her aunt came out with a basin of water. She said, "In our hometown there's a custom, the groom has to wash the bride's feet." When the groomsmen heard that, they all laughed and teased. "Ooh, time to see the groom washing the bride's feet." Honestly, I thought it was a meaningful little ritual. I had no problem with it. I knelt down, put her feet in the water, and washed them. Then I used a towel to dry them, and helped her put her shoes back on. I even looked her in the eyes and said, "I'll keep washing your feet for the rest of our lives." After that, I thought it was time to go downstairs. But just as I was about to carry her out, my mother-in-law and her aunt blocked me again. They said, "You're not going anywhere yet." I was confused. What else is there? Then her aunt held up the basin of water and said, "You have to drink 3 sips of this foot-washing water before you can leave." When I heard that, I was completely stunned. I said, "Why do I have to drink this foot-washing water?" I said, "Didn't I already wash her feet? Isn't that enough? Why do I have to drink it too?" I thought they were joking. I've never heard of any custom that asks the groom to drink foot-washing water. Even my groomsmen were saying, "Yeah, just washing the feet is enough. Where in the world do they make the groom drink the water? That's going too far." Her aunt said, "What? You think my niece's feet are dirty or something?" I said, "This isn't about whether her feet are clean. There's no such custom where the groom has to drink foot-washing water. This is humiliating." At that point my mother-in-law looked me straight in the eye and said, "You keep saying you'll love my daughter for life, but you won't even drink a little foot-washing water. Who would believe you really mean it?" I looked at my mother-in-law and said, "Auntie, please rest assured, I will definitely take care of her. You know how I've treated her and your whole family all these years. And besides, this has nothing to do with drinking foot-washing water." Then my mother-in-law said, "So drinking a little foot-washing water is insulting to you? You're refusing to drink it. If you won't drink it, fine, just give us another 660,000 yuan in bride price, and you won't have to drink it." When I heard that, I didn't even know how to respond. It was clear to me now, they never intended for me to drink the water. That was just an excuse. I looked at my mother-in-law and my fiancé and said, "Didn't I already give you the bride price? Why are you suddenly asking for another 660,000 yuan? My mother-in-law replied, "What? Either drink the water, or pay 660,000 yuan. You choose. If you won't give it, then don't bother getting married today." At that moment, my groomsmen, my friends, and all our relatives were staring at me. I was furious, but I held it in. I still wanted to keep the peace. I turned to my fiancé and said, "I didn't know about this in advance. Can we please talk about this after the wedding?" She said nothing about that. Instead she said, "What's wrong with asking you to drink some foot-washing water? Why are you hesitating like this? Are you even a man? In your heart, am I really that unimportant?" When I heard those words I was truly heartbroken. I thought to myself, no, I can't keep putting up with this. Brothers, right then, I looked my fiancé in the eye and asked, "If I don't drink the foot-washing water today, does that mean the wedding is off?" She didn't even look at me. She just said, "It's just drinking foot-washing water. If you won't drink it, I'll take off this wedding dress right now." After I heard that, I felt completely cold inside. I said, "Then I'm not getting married." I turned around, ready to leave. That's when my mother-in-law tried to stop me. She said, "Don't be rash. If you leave now, don't come crawling back later. If you ever want to marry my daughter again, it won't be just 660,000 yuan we're asking for." When I heard that I thought, money, money, money. Every word out of your mouths is about money. Has your whole family fallen into a pit of greed? So I said, "I'm not getting married. Let someone else marry her." After saying that, I slammed the door and walked out. Brothers, I've known my fiancée for 7 years. After graduating college, I started my own business in Guangzhou. When I met her, I was still just a broke kid. But after years of hard work, I managed to build a business and earn some real money. Back then, she was still working a day job. I saw how hard she worked, so I bought her a Mercedes to make her commute easier. Later, after we got engaged, she said she didn't want to work anymore. She said she wanted to start her own business. Coincidentally, I had a shop in Taikoo Hui in Guangzhou. I figured I'd just let her use it. That store is in the heart of the CBD, over 300 square meters, and the monthly rent alone is 70,000 to 80,000 yuan. But I thought, she's motivated, and if it makes her happy, it doesn't matter whether she makes money or not. Also, I have many good friends doing luxury goods business in Hong Kong and Macau, so I helped her stock the store with high-end handbags, shoes, and skincare products. When we got engaged, her parents said the bride price had to follow the customs of their hometown, 80,000 yuan. I didn't hesitate, I gave it to them right away. Later, her parents once came to Guangzhou to visit their daughter. They said their hometown was too far, and after we got married, they hoped to live closer to us. My fiancée then asked me to buy her parents a house. I gritted my teeth and bought them a 100 square meter apartment. I didn't say anything about all this. I thought it was what I was supposed to do. After all, we were about to get married. They had raised their daughter for over 20 years, it hadn't been easy. But today, in front of so many people, they made me drink foot washing water. I feel like their family didn't show me even the most basic respect. They treated me like a complete fool. That's why I acted impulsively and walked away. I had been gone for a few hours when my fiancée actually called me, crying, saying she regretted it. She said she didn't want the bride price anymore. She said she just had a huge fight with her mom, and now just wanted me to come back, because all the guests were still waiting at the wedding venue. I already turned her down. I'm definitely not going back. My parents support my decision to. After everything that's happened, I don't care whether she regrets it or not. Her whole family has completely broken my heart. I'm not marrying her. It's over. Brothers, what do you think? Did I do the wrong thing? You've all been through things like this. I really want to hear your thoughts. I'm too close to the situation to see clearly. You, as outsiders, probably see it more clearly than I do. Brothers, to be honest, I'm really stuck right now. I really don't want to get married anymore. But looking back, I've already given her too much. 800,000 yuan in bride price, a house, the rights to a store, even helped her start a business and bought her a car. It's not that I can't bear the money, it's that I can't accept being treated this way. So I want to ask everyone, is there still a way for me to get any of this back? Can I legally sue to get the bride price returned? If the store is still under my name, can I take back the management rights? Does anyone have experience with this? Or maybe someone understands the law. Could you give me some advice? I really need your help right now. And I sincerely hope that no one else ends up like me, used and humiliated.
To be honest, this failed wedding might not be such a bad thing. You kept backing down, but what you got wasn't respect, it was escalation. Washing her feet could be love, but forcing you to drink that water? That's not a tradition, that's humiliation. From beginning to end, her family treated the wedding like a transaction, treating you like an ATM with no basic respect. Now that things have calmed down, it's time to think about what's next. If you want to recover anything, I've got 3 suggestions. First, you might consider filing a lawsuit to get the bride price back. As long as you have clear records of the transfers and the wedding was never officially completed. Second, if the house, store, or car is still in your name, act quickly to protect those assets, whether by freezing them or updating the contracts before they get transferred or taken. Third, stop holding on to fantasies. Someone who truly loves you would never humiliate you on your wedding day, just to test how much you care. So what do you think? Should he fight back and recover his money, or walk away and never look back? Leave your thoughts in the comments. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.